Hey folks, I'm here with my friend Keith. Also helped produce and film the Philly to Pittsburgh video. Today we'll be speedrunning the SEPTA Metro Heavy Rail. Hey, future Jim here. My microphone sucked and I was rambling, so here's the setup. We're starting at Frankford on the L. We're going to connect to the B3 and B1 to make every Broad Street line and spur stop, then we'll see every L station before we connect to the M. I've consulted a lot of folks on the transit interwebs, and one thing everyone can agree upon is that no one can agree on what the Norristown High Speed Line, or the M, actually is. While it's like the River Line's cool uncle, Wikipedia calls it a light rapid transit, and it runs on its own dedicated right-of-way, one thing is certain. It's definitely not in the same class as SEPTA's Trolleys. So while my initial speedrun idea was only the SEPTA subways, we're going to include the M. This is the SEPTA Metro subway and non-trolley, but also the thing that looks like a trolley but isn't a trolley speedrun, or the SEPTA Metro Rapid Transit speedrun.
Doors are closing.
I accidentally turned off this stopwatch later, and the official time on my phone started about 2 seconds late, but here's our start at Frankfurt. And we're off from Frankfurt. There we go. We'll be visiting all 74 stations on the SEPTA L, B, and M services, formerly known as the Market-Frankford, Broad Street, including the spur, and Norristown High Speed lines.
69th Street train making all stops.
Overrun counter number 1 at Girard Station. From Frankfurt, we head south to Market Street, reaching 2nd and 5th Street stations before we reach our first interchange at 8th Street. From here, we transfer to the Broad Ridge Spur, a branch of the main Broad Street line that formerly ran as the bridge line to Camden on what is now the Patco. Alright, so we caught an earlier train out of Frankfurt. Brought us down to 8th a little bit earlier. Made a little quick walk to get to the spur, and it's running behind. So we really didn't make up any extra time yet, but we'll see what we can get after this one hopefully arrives. Arriving in 4 minutes after the scheduled departure time. On this legacy service, we reach stations in Chinatown and Fairmount, partially separate on this service from the B1's Fairmount station. Here, in poor audio, I'm explaining how we pass the Spring Garden station, which has been closed since 1989. We express up to only as B3 trains in midday and one stop short of Fern Rock. We transfer to the B1 to make it to Fern Rock, then we'll head south. Once at Fern Rock, we make a short connection on the same train to the southbound B1, taking the local all the way to the southern terminus at NRG Station. This reaches Pattison Ave, the ultimate stop for fans heading to the sports complex. We then board the same train northbound to City Hall Station. At City Hall, we interchange with the L at 15th Street, heading east for 2 stops to reach 13th and 11th Street stations, before crossing and making a well-timed connection to the westbound L.
And with perfect timing, here comes the westbound.
We'll take this all the way to the western terminus at 69th Street Transit Center in Upper Darby.
Here we are at 69.
At 69th, we have a few minutes before our final connection to the Norristown High Speed Line, or the M. This runs on stop request service, so while we may not stop at all, we pass through each station on the way to Norristown Transit Center. This line has had many services since 1907, including former SEPTA L and CTA L cars. While not truly able to be defined, it currently gives a ride with 1 to 2 car trains at 55 miles per hour between its two ends in about 30 minutes. Crossing the Schuylkill River, we catch the Manayunk-Norristown Regional Rail line heading from Elm Street to Center City as we reach the end of this run.
That's it, 316. Alright, so we have completed speed run of the SEPTA L, B, and M with a time of 3 hours 16 minutes. Not bad.
To summarize, we had a few lucky transfers and a few moments of waiting, but all in all, we ended with what I believe to be a respectable time. I'd love to see any additional attempts, and be sure to let me know if you do. Thanks again to Keith for all of his help on this one. Follow along for more on transit, food, and culture in the Delaware Valley and beyond.